The UK immigration system has been completely shaken up again. The latest Home Office release just revealed some shocking truths, which will be going into the details in today's video. Trust me, there's a lot to unpack. So please stick with me while we go straight into the details. My name is Tochi and welcome to my channel. Please like this video, give it a thumbs up as you're watching so YouTube can recommend it to more people. Kindly share it to everyone that benefit from it, and to all my returning subscribers, you guys are amazing. You're welcome back to today's video. If you're yet to subscribe, please click on the subscribe button right now. Thank you. Every now and then, the Home Office usually releases something called the monthly entry clearance visa application report, right? It's just basically a report showing us the numbers. They see where numbers are increasing, where it is decreasing, and all of that. And they work most times or make decisions based on these numbers. So let's look at the report for July 2025 that was just released so that we'll know exactly what's going on. And personally, I found some of this really shocking, and I'm going to tell you why as we progress. Before I continue, I'd love to introduce you all to the sponsors of today's video, LemFi. LemFi is a reliable app that allows residents of the UK, Canada, US, and Europe, any part of Europe that you are, you can send money using LemFi to your loved ones back home. And they have one of the best rates that you can find in the markets. Trust me, best rates. So you'll always get your complete value for money. I've been using LemFi for years now, and I tell you that it's the only app that I've used because it's fast, it's easy to use, it's reliable, it's secured, and you're sure that the recipient will receive the money instantly. So please download the app right now because there are no transfer fees at all. You send money to your loved ones for free. And guess what? If you use my code Tochi, you get 10% cash back on your first transactions above £50, right? So use my code to download the app right now, or use the link in the description box to enjoy this discount. Here we go. As we can see, this is skilled work routes, okay? For this figure 1, it shows that the monthly number of health and care worker visa applications from main applicants increased from 4,100 to 18,300 between February 2022 and August 2023. And that was following the addition of care worker visas to the shortage occupation list, right? So we can see the massive increase in the number of visa applications, okay? Now, this number, once again, obviously the Home Office has the records because they introduced these visas and then they now granted the visa application. So it was in their hands to either approve or deny visa applications. So here it shows that there was an increase in applications from 4,100 to 18,300. So that's a massive increase in the number of applications, right? Now, monthly applications subsequently fell to 2,400 in March 2024. And have remained low since then. When they realized that the numbers are really going up, obviously they started putting measures in place to make sure this is cut down. So it now fell to 2,400 in March 2024 and have remained low since then. And we know that ever since, the government now started putting up measures in place to make sure that the numbers come down, they haven't gone back since then, right? If for anything, what we have experienced over these years is, further introduction of stricter measures to further cut this down. There were now 1,300 applications in the latest month, July 2025. So can we see how this has dropped from the 18,300 that we noticed in 2022 and 2023 till now? This is the report for July 2025. Now imagine dropping from 18,300 to 1,300. That's a massive reduction, a massive drop in the numbers, right? And I'm sure this is what the Home Office have been aiming for. We all expected that, and this is what the Home Office expects to see, and they are getting their desired results, right? Now, moving on, monthly applications for dependents on the health and care worker route increased in line with main applicants, peaking at 23,300 in August 2023. Now, this was one of the reasons the Home Office are acting, because if you were following the news at the time, you will see that their major concern was in the fact that they had lots of dependents applying, you know. And as we can see from here, it was peaking at 23,300 in August 2023. And applications for dependents decreased sharply between December 2023 and April 2024 and have remained significantly lower than 2023 levels. And obviously this was after the strict measures were put in place and were announced, you know. And now there were 4,900 applications in July 2025. So we can see that for the main applicants, it was just 1,900. And for dependents in July 2025, it is 4,900. So this is a massive, like, I'm sure the Home Office are just happy, like they're patting themselves on the back and saying, well done, we did it. I'm sure that's what they are saying right now, because the numbers have really dropped, you know. And now these dependents applications for health and care worker visas, remember, is for both nurses, doctors, radiographers, physiotherapists, basically health and care, everybody working in health and care. And for the main applicants, it's just 1,300 applications. So what does this tell you really? I'm sure this is already giving you signs, or just telling you what's already going on in the UK with visa applications, with people coming to work and all of that. It's boldly and clearly written on this report, even though it's not expressly stated in black and white, but I'm sure you can already deduce what's going on, right? Now, in contrast, the monthly number of skilled worker visa applications from main applicants were broadly stable between June 2022 and March 2024 at around 6,000 applications per month. And applications temporarily increased to 10,100 in April 2024. And I'm guessing this was around the time when the Home Office made some rules and changes that were to take effect from April. They gave a date that is going to take effect. So a lot of people just try to manage to beat that deadline of April. So that was why they said applications temporarily increased, right? You know that a lot of rules usually come into effect in April of each year. We all know that. And there were so many major changes, immigration rules changes that were going to take effect in April of that 2024. You know, they gave a date. So a lot of people, a lot of employers, organizations, everybody were really trying to beat that deadline. And I'm guessing that was why applications temporarily increased to this number in April of 2024 before returning to average. So after the rules now took effect, you know, it now returned to average levels in the following month. And applications were gradually decreasing, but have seen a small rise in July 2025. And I think it's becoming a pattern whenever the government announces that there's going to be immigration rules changes, give a date when it's going to take effect. People just try to see, because big changes are coming, the new rules. We all know what the new rules are right now, you know, and it's not even funny. It's very strict. A lot of these new rules took effect on the 22nd of July of 2025. For instance, the salary threshold for a skilled worker visa was increased from 38,000 to, you know, over 40,000. I'm sure a lot of people tried to apply before that 22nd of July that it will take effect, so that they will apply under the old rules and all of that, you know. So as we can see here, it just shows that these were some of the reasons why applications also increased a bit in July 2025. So applications for dependent or skilled worker routes have largely followed the trend for main applicants, and there were 5,300 applications in July 2025. Now for temporary work routes as well, the numbers were also showed here, like the youth mobility visa, seasonal worker visas, and the numbers that applied, if it increased or not. For seasonal worker visa, it says that the numbers have been broadly stable at 30,000 to 40,000 over the last few years, and that there were 38,600 applications for seasonal worker visas in the year ending July 2025. And this was 9% more than the year ending July 2024. Now for study visas, right? This one is one that's I don't know, I might never truly understand it, because it seems like the government keeps putting strict measures to discourage people from moving to the UK, but At the same time, the numbers of applications for study visas keeps increasing. Like, people really want to study in the UK from these numbers. Like, people are coming to study. So as you are there saying, oh, the government is putting measures in place to stop people from studying, or yes, oh, should you study or should you not study? The more you are there thinking about it, people are applying to universities, getting admissions, putting in their applications for visas and having their visas granted, you know. So here it says that sponsored study visas follow seasonal patterns, right? Like all the academic years, you know, when people get admissions in school. So these are the patterns, and when it's time to apply, people apply. Even though it might not be as high as it used to be, but it's still high. People are still coming to study, you know. So obviously it follows seasonal patterns, peaking in August each year ahead of the academic year. Of course, this is what I said. And figure 2 shows that applications from sponsored study visa main applicants in the year ending July 2025 was for 428,900, and it was 3% lower than the year ending July 2024, right? I was expecting to see maybe 10% lower or 18% lower following the strict measures the government keeps putting in place and all of that. But it just shocked me to say that it was just 3% lower than the year ending July 2024. And there were 20,200 applications from dependents of students. This was another shocking revelation. There were 20,000 applications from dependents of students in the year ending July 2025. Did I just hear dependent of students? Anyway, 86% fewer than the year ending December 2023. Obviously, we know that most international students can no longer move with dependents, right? There's just a category of international students, you know, those doing research, PhD. There's just a small percentage of students that can bring dependents to the UK. So obviously, I already said it that these follow the rule changes that came into effect in January 2024, which prevent most students from bringing dependents. So other than those studying postgraduate research courses or courses with government-funded scholarships. So it was this group of people that made these 20,200 applications. So now moving on, this is family visas. This is the number, and it shows the monthly number of family visa applications increased from 7,500 in December 2023 to 12,700 in April 2024, following the announcement in December 2023 of the proposed increase. So obviously this is expected. Anytime there is a change in immigration rules, you know, they try to bring in 1 or 2 stricter measures, applications drop. And that is what the government wants, right? They look at it and say, okay, the numbers are increasing. We made this visa route open, or we asked people to apply for these visas. Yes, we accept that. But then we have gotten enough, or the numbers of people that are applying are too much, right? Maybe they didn't expect that people are going to apply like that. I don't know. But the numbers increased, and they saw the numbers. They went back to their record. They saw that the numbers are high. They put measures in place to restrict it or even stop it, and the numbers will now drop. Okay, so now that they've even made further strict changes that took effect on the 22nd of July 2025, I'm sure that the next reports, we're going to see that the numbers are going to drop even further, because now they have now stopped, like completely closed overseas applications of care worker visas and senior care worker visas. That has completely stopped. The increase in salary threshold, the change in immigration salary list, everything, sure that the numbers will further go down. We're going to be here to say it. Trust me, guys, I'm going to show you. So yeah, that is it for today's video. I just thought to share this with you as soon as I saw it, just so that obviously to keep you guys up to date, to know what's going on with UK immigrations. And when you know what's going on, it will help you make well-informed decisions. These numbers have been released for us to see and for us to know exactly what's going on. And yeah, so now we know better. And thank you so much for watching. I want to hear what you guys think about these numbers, about this shocking revelation, in the comment section. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye bye.